and welcome to the Enchantress Society with Tia Johnson, a place where you get to be you, where you get to unlock your magic in a sacred and judgment-free zone. The Enchantress Society is your witchy sisterhood of enchanting women who guides and supports you along your spiritual journey from the mundane to the magical. I invite you to sit for a spell as I interview guests and spill the spiritual tea on how we can create the magical life we deserve. Hello, Enchantress, and welcome back to another episode. We are going to be discussing nighttime magic for the summer. I figured with the summer solstice right around the corner and my love for the night and magic, why not combine all of them together and talk about it? So before we dive into that, we have to get into a few things, which include getting connected. If you are not connected with me on Instagram, what are you waiting for? Okay, so head over to Cosmic Witch Goddess. That's Cosmic_Witch_Goddess on Instagram. And then the podcast page is Enchantress_Society_podcast. The links to both of the pages are in the description for this episode. All right. So at the time of this recording, it is the full moon in Sagittarius, strawberry moon season, if you will. And I've been feeling it. I've been having some crazy, crazy dreams. And that also made me think that talking about nighttime magic is so appropriate for right now, because nighttime magic does involve dream work. So let's get into it. Several things to think about. For starters, what is nighttime magic, right? What does that entail? How can this be worked? Goddesses we can work with during this time, what to do, all that jazz. So nighttime magic has its own flair to it. Okay, we already feel the difference in the daytime versus the nighttime. We transition, right, from that fiery sun, solar energy to the nighttime lunar mystery type of energy. So when you think or when you hear of nighttime magic, it's that subtle magic. While it can be strong, but think about it, especially, and I'm going to get to the hours too of the night and break down what that means as well. It's very secretive. It's very mysterious. It has a mystique to it because of that dark element. And so I want to backtrack just a little bit because there has to be a bit of deprogramming. Due to colonialization, due to certain other forms of oppression, dark, the night, the color black, all have been deemed bad, evil, cruel. So many times when I hear people talk and they say, oh, that's, black magic, or, oh, that's, so that's not the case. And we have to understand that we are in darkness for 9 months until our mother gives us birth, right? So we already are friends in a way with darkness. The universe, most of it is dark, okay? When we close our eyes, it's dark. Darkness is not something to be afraid of. It's not this bad thing. It's something to explore. That's one of the reasons why shadow work has gotten a bad rep, because it's the scary thing. And while, yes, you will have some ugly cries. Okay. Shadow work is not fun, but the other side of that is freedom. When you descend to knowing the depths of yourself, when you connect with the dark feminine energy, you are understanding the light and the dark, the good and the bad, things that need to be addressed, things that need to be unhinged. And when that happens, people can't control you. So when you see things like the dark feminine aspect, which is in relation to night magic as well, because we're going to talk about dark goddesses a little bit, that portion has to do with sensuality, sexuality, dancing to the beat of your own drum, not accepting things just as they are, saying no, just really living a life that is not, how can I say this? That is not in a box per someone else's rules, lifestyle standards, and so forth. So diving into nighttime magic is another path towards being free from society's lifestyle standards, the obsolete standards, okay, and getting to know more about yourself. Because when you work nighttime magic, what happens is you're going to clear your mind. You're going to empty your mind. You're going to focus on magnetism and mystique. So nighttime magic has so much to do with that mental aspect, as I was talking about, but your emotional self, the healing, of course, lunar magic as well. So connecting with the stars, the moon, the planets, if you will. It also dives into connecting with ancient mysteries, connecting with a sense of playfulness, a sense of knowing, but then unknowing because of that mystery. So when you're out at night, and as the night progresses, when it's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, so forth, midnight, you see how some people act. Some of them let their hair down a little more. Some of them wear a little smoky eyeshadow, right? It's a vibe, but also it's a frequency, and it's a tuning into that shadow aspect, that thing that wants to come out. Because we don't wear certain makeup colors during the daytime, right? Unless it's for a specific event. We have a nighttime look and a daytime look. Many people know this, whether or not they mean it in a spiritual sense, but we see this in magazines. The nighttime look, the going out look, right? And of course, that sensuality aspect, when you go out on a date, is normally at nighttime. And you may put on your favorite perfume, that more sensual perfume, something that really complements your body type. That's what you're tapping into, that energy, and it's multi-layered. So, in a nutshell, and it's so much more to nighttime magic, that's what it entails. That mystique, that magnetism, the emptying your mind. I'm going to go over an exercise. And to combine it with the summertime, this is going to be fun, because summer, element of fire, brings that prosperity, extravagance feel. So imagine a summer night. The breeze is just right. You're at a restaurant, you're eating outside, the food's good, the drink's good, the conversation's good, the service is good. Maybe it's a full moon, maybe not. You're relaxed. You're feeling good. You don't typically sit outside and do all that in the wintertime, right? It's more of being warm, going inward. But this summer, we are out. We are here. We are to be seen and heard. And when we tap into that energy, because remember, with fire, it's a transformative energy. You can't go back. So when you cook something, it can't go back to the way it was. It just can't. So this fire energy combined with nighttime magic will fuel the things that you want to do, fuel that mystique, fuel that prosperity, fuel that extravagance, whatever that looks like for you. And what it means is that because I look at things as a building block, life is all about building blocks. Just one step after another to get to your point. You are diving more into yourself. You are acknowledging that the night is really half of what's going on in the world. The daytime has its own thing, and then we have to spend the other half of our quote unquote day with the night. So we are acknowledging the light and the dark. It means that you are diving more into your dark feminine energy. It means that you are developing even more a life that works for you, because the understanding is the foundation for those building blocks. All right, so this also has to do with cycles. So when we think about the summer, okay, it's right before harvest season. And also spring has already gone. So things are already bloomed, right? We are working towards that pinnacle, that point, right, up top. And then we get to bask in that sunlight. We get to reap what we have sown. And you deserve it. So this is also about understanding what you deserve. It's okay to turn up the volume in your life. What I like to say is living in high definition. You know, everything's just so vivid and you feel everything more. That's what it's about. So some things you can do during this time, because you can boost your powers at night. Right before you go to sleep, this is where dream work is going to come in. And this is called incubating your dreams. So what you're doing is you're preparing yourself for this dream time work. With nighttime magic, you can channel, work with the lunar energy, as I said earlier. You can bring that in to help you with your dream time state. So part of this is you emptying your mind, and I touched a little bit on this earlier. You can, sure, take deep breaths, drink water, but what I encourage you to do is open a window, sit outside, and feel that nighttime air. Empty your mind that way, with each breath, that exhale with the breeze of the night. The worries, exhale with the breeze of the night. What you want to manifest in your life, exhale with the breeze of the night. Any debris mentally, spiritually from earlier in the day, exhale with the breeze of the night. Even if there aren't any breezes, imagine it, the air is still all around you. Okay. Exhale and give it to the night. Give it to the night. And when you do that, emptying your mind, welcome in the mystery of the night. Let that lead you towards a vision, a nudge, a hearing, depending on how you receive information. If you're clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizant, clairvoyant, what's the other one? Clear taste. It goes on and on and on. Okay. Close your eyes and start to feel the night. I used to walk down the street at times during the night with my eyes closed for a little while, just for a little while. And then I'll feel myself walking to the left. I had to bring myself back. But start syncing yourself with the night, with the darkness. Because as I was saying earlier, when you dive to the depths of yourself, you're going to the underworld of self. And you're going to acknowledge all the aspects of you so you can address it, conquer it, let some things flourish, heal, and learn more about your personal magic. So while you're doing this incubation for dream work, focus on a topic. After you empty your mind, you cleared everything out. And it's okay if you hear some background music or some thoughts come up, just keep exhaling. Inhale the night, exhale worries, exhale all that. And then when you got enough of the deep breathing, and there are multiple breathing exercises you can do. When you get to that point where you feel like you're there, like you've done enough inhaling, exhaling, closing your eyes, releasing, being one with the night, just feeling it, hearing the crickets or whatever it may be, go to sleep. Go to sleep. And just as you're drifting off, and if you can sleep outside, by all means do so. You have a hammock or whatever, do that. You have a rooftop deck, do that. If you can leave your window open and sleep on your couch, do that. I do that many a nights. I just have my galaxy light on. I have my window open. I can see the sunset. And sometimes I just sleep on the couch and enjoy those nighttime breezes. Think of a topic. You want to attract more money? That includes being in the frequency of money. So as you're going to sleep with this nighttime magic that you are already now synced with, think about it. I am in the frequency of money. I am in the frequency of romantic love that involves respect, emotional intelligence, and so forth. You want to think about these things as you're drifting off. And you're going to say, I remember my dreams in their entirety. Make sure you either have a notepad and a pen nearby, or you can record on your phone as soon as you wake up. But make sure you are releasing before you go to sleep, releasing and sinking. You can even take a shower beforehand, if that helps too. Consistently work with your dreams. That is such a huge part of nighttime magic. And while, yes, you can have an afternoon nap and dream, totally okay. But what I'm talking about is that subconscious, which is also dark, I'm talking about lunar energy, which can be dark when it's a new moon. I'm talking about tapping into the universe, which is a lot of darkness, okay, within. And also, this is getting you used to being with yourself, with your thoughts, being conscious of your thoughts, and allowing yourself, the other half of you, to grow and flourish. The nighttime is where many people feel like themselves. So if you are a night owl, there's nothing wrong with that. I encourage you even more to tap in and sync with nighttime energies. So let's get into a little bit about the different hours. Depending on your culture and the path you follow, the hour meanings will vary. Okay, so what I have seen across the board, universal, is that midnight is that Beatrix, like right before that, what is it, 11:59, and then midnight, like that couple of seconds in between, that Beatrix, that right in between, and midnight is just that sweet spot as well. Great transitional time to do magic if you wanted to work on crossroads. Let's say you're at a point where you don't know which decision to make. You need some help, but you want to transition. You can use the midnight hour to help you with that. And you can call upon Hecate. She is a goddess associated with nighttime and crossroads. And she is the goddess of witches. So you can ask for her guidance. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, those are great times as well to work nighttime magic. And again, it varies in meaning. This is a time where you can slow down, reflect. So you may want to have a nice cup of, well, some people can't do this. Some people can have a cup of coffee. I'm different. I can have coffee at nighttime and it will not keep me up. Coffee actually relaxes me. And it's funny, my friends think I'm crazy. I would have a cup of coffee at 11 p.m. and they're like, you're going to be up all night. No, I won't. I guarantee you. I'm going to be in a much more relaxing state. So if you can't drink coffee 1, 2 in the morning, okay, have maybe warm water with lemon or a cool drink, a cup of tea, and relax. Okay? And work with the goddesses. 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5. You may be someone who is awakened by spirit during this time. And this is the time too when the earth is really the quietest, around 4 a.m. I used to do a lot of my video recordings at 4 a.m. It was just so quiet. You may hear a car in the distance, but it was just so beautiful. So if you can, go in your backyard 4 o'clock in the morning. See how that feels for you. What does that mean for you? And per your path, what aspect of that 4 a.m. morning energy can you incorporate into your life? So when you think about the dusk till dawn, the nighttime energy, the dusk has to do with the closing and ending. Okay, so that's why I started out with that 11:59, boom, midnight. It's endings. So you can think about endings and beginnings. And create a spell, do a ritual to help you with endings and welcoming beginnings. This is another reason why I talked about emptying your mind, because when you empty your mind, you are able to get rid of a lot of programming, a lot of noise from other people. That's another reason why I started with talking about how the dark, the nighttime, the color black has gotten a bad rep over the years. And there are a lot of people who are giving people education about how powerful and strong the color black is, and just how sexy and mysterious the night is, and what it means to dive into that. So we have to deprogram in order to understand and embrace the beauty of this. So dusk is a great time to focus on the endings. What do you want to end in your life? What goddess or even God would you want to work with during this time? Kali is a great goddess to work with when it comes to endings, because she's going to break shit up. She is not here to play. All right. She's going to help you to get to your destination. Now we can talk about the dawn, because this is the night as it's phasing out. And I'm going to touch on it a little bit because I talked a bit about the cycles and the summertime and what that means leading up to the harvest. So with the dawn, this is the beginning, right? So you can do stretches to welcome in the newness. Stretch out your arms and stick out your chest. Have your heart chakra out. I welcome whatever it is you want to welcome in your life. You did the nighttime where you connected with the night. You connected with the shadow side of you, the other side of you. You acknowledge your needs and wants, your desires. You're not downplaying them because you synced with that night energy. You dived into that. So no more being apologetic because you want something. No more, oh, I'm sorry, I just want, no. If you're at a restaurant, for example, and you want water, you want your coffee, and you want an orange juice, you want a hot and a cold and an alcohol, you want a mimosa, do it. Okay? No more feeling guilty or I just want a little bit. And even if you want a little bit of something, that doesn't mean you can't have the best of that little bit. Okay? So we're welcoming this into our lives. So focusing on dusk, dawn, and the night will provide you different pathways to increase the magic in your lifestyle, increase the comfortability in your own skin, increase the way you speak to yourself and speak up as a whole. Because again, going back to the cycles, when you understand morning is going to come and night is going to come, this is going to end and this is going to begin, your perspective shifts and it gets easier to let certain things go so you can rise to new heights. And there's nothing wrong with that. So as you are diving into this nighttime energy, learning the depths of yourself, working the dreamtime magic, where you receive messages, guidance on your next steps, whatever you are looking to pursue, protection is another aspect of the night. Because when you think about it, the night, this mysterious element, can provide a certain type of cover, which is why some people feel comfortable showing who they are at night, because some people don't come out at night. Some people only go certain places at night. And there are certain areas where you can be yourself at nighttime. So it has also that, like I was saying, the element of protection. So you can also work on protective magic and work with different goddesses to help you with that. In that process, I want to break down something, whether it's focusing on levels of protection, whether it's something you want to attract in your life and you're working with this nighttime magic. I want you to imagine what that looks like for you. Now, yes, there's always what we visualize, what we think, what we want, and then spirit has something greater than that. This is a starting point. I want you to think about, imagine the protection you want in your life so you can feel safe and also seen and heard along the way. So you can give yourself the permission, those building blocks, to one by one unravel yourself so you can be who you truly want to be, live in your truth. The goddesses that are associated with the nighttime, the dark goddesses, that dark feminine energy, they don't care what people have to think about the way they look, the lives, or I should say, how they choose to help and show up, and their stories and so forth. And each goddess has her own style, her own vibe, her own mood, so to speak, and how she connects with people. This is why so many people of different walks of life connect with the same goddess, but it's different aspects of the goddess. I want you also to think about how you want to look and dress and so forth going forward. This nighttime energy, this nighttime magic, especially during the summertime where we are saying we are here, we are out. Focus on what that looks like for you. What does that protection look like for you? What does what you want to attract look like for you? Now, that course of action, we need to be proactive. So we have this thought, I'm going to be more sensual during the summertime. I'm going to channel the summertime fire energy. I am here and I'm not going to deny myself pleasure. Okay. That may mean you take a pole dancing class. You may do an overhaul of your wardrobe. You may change your hair. You may get a tattoo. And now you got to go out there. So it's a 3-step process. One is you're going to think, you're going to visualize, you're going to be proactive. You're going to go out there and get it done. But now you want to make that announcement to the world. And when I say to the world, I mean, just go out. Right? It doesn't have to be a press conference. It doesn't have to be an Instagram post unless you want it to be. You can say, here's the new hair. Right? Not for approval, but a statement for yourself. So let's do a quick recap. Nighttime energy or magic, especially during the summer, because we are combining that summer element where things are going to come to a pinnacle. We're going to put all our efforts into what we're doing. And then come harvest season, this is where we're going to maintain it. This is when we're going to reap what we sow. And, really also pat ourselves in the back because we've reached a new level. So by the time winter comes, we can reflect and chill out, and then we can start a whole new cycle. A whole new cycle. All right. So the nighttime magic, that secretive, but yet subtle and mystique energy helps us to be magnetic. That's that raw energy within us. You know, we're putting our hair behind our ears, showing a little more skin, wearing something a little bit more sexy, you know, a little here I am, the perfume, the makeup, whatever it may be. But also, it's about connecting to different aspects of ourselves. The dark side is not the bad side. It's multi-layered. There's the things we have yet to discover within us. There are things that we put on the back burner because maybe we didn't want to deal with it, but now's the time. And yeah, there are some things that are trauma and we have to heal for sure. But darkness as a whole is not bad. Black, the nighttime, not bad. This is where so much raw energy power resides. Remember, anything that people, well, I should say some people, are looking to oppress, that's where the power is. When people try to oppress your sensuality, your sexuality, and that's where the power is. That dark feminine energy involves understanding and embracing your sensuality, your pleasure, your sexuality. And that is raw creative energy as well. So if you are someone who is embracing, fully immersed in your raw creative energy, who's going to tell you what to do? You're thinking outside the box. You're divergent now, right? So it's harder to convince you to live a lifestyle that is oppressive in a box. Okay, it's harder. Actually, it's not hard. It's just not happening. They can't convince you otherwise. And in doing so, you showing up as yourself more and more and more. The vibe, the frequency you send out will attract your community. So this nighttime energy, nighttime magic involves releasing the depths of you. So you can be you, whether it's daytime or nighttime, it's different variations of you, but it's still you. And this is a time also of transitions. So nighttime magic, especially during the summer, where you want to leave some things behind, never to come back again, you may want to do a spell at dusk. Or you may want to wait till 1, 2 a.m. in the morning. Again, do research to figure out which element of the time works best for you, which resonates more with you. And nighttime, syncing yourself with that energy to get in touch with your emotional self, increasing your intuition, because when you're closing your eyes and you're taking deep breaths and you are allowing yourself to feel everything around you, now you are more in tune with your senses and your protective energy increases. This is why nighttime magic is great to boost your energy, your magic, your intuition. The breezes bring messages. It brings cleansing. Allows you to beg to differ, ask questions, look up at the stars, and remind yourself, I am one person in one country, one planet, one Milky Way, one, galaxy. It puts a lot of things into perspective. And then you don't sweat the small stuff. You're vibing high. Your ceiling now became the floor. And you're not going any lower. So that's what I have for you. This nighttime magic during the summertime. Light a bonfire, light a candle, and meditate on that flame. Okay, look at the stars. Connect with goddess Nyx. Freya, she's a dark goddess, not necessarily associated with the night. Freya, the Morgan, Kali, Hecate, even dreamtime deities, Hypnos. But again, get familiar with the deities, the goddesses. Selene is another one associated with the moon. Get familiar with them, read up on them, read blog posts about them so you can get familiar with their energy, who they are, their symbols. So as you are emptying your mind, as you are doing a nighttime spell, whatever it is, or a ritual, and your intuition will lead you towards what to do, a spell, a ritual, what that spell entails, what the ritual entails. So this is why I don't typically tell people do this for a spell. You can get creative as you want. Get connected with yourself, your senses, the dark side of you, which is, again, all the taboo things that society says, okay, the things that have been oppressed. Get connected with the goddesses, and there are some gods that are, again, associated with dreamtime work. Work with your dreams. Work with the element of summer, that fire element. Get to understand the energy it brings, what it means for you. This is a very transformative time, a very celebratory time. And there's nothing wrong with embracing that. And the more you understand and work with the cycles, work with who you truly are, the less issues you have with speaking up, showing up, physical elements that show up, and the list goes on. All right, so I also have a book to recommend to you. I will put in the description of this episode. It is called Nocturnal, Witchcraft, Magic After Dark. So this is a great book to help you understand more about nighttime magic, working with your dreams, working with understanding the light and the dark, and so much more. All right. So I love you. I am sending you so many blessings. I am rooting for you. Remember to be kind to yourself. Until next time. Thank you so much for tuning in, Magical One. Let's keep in touch. Join the VIP email list by going to tiamariejohnson.com. And as always, I'm sending you lots of love, many blessings. I'm rooting for you. And remember to be kind to yourself. Until next time.